What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Train Simulator 2019. Today we'll be in the Marias Pass route with a SD60F locomotive. I understand this is C44-9W, but you know me, I like to change things up a little bit. So we're actually going to be using an IN12 SD60F locomotive, but the Canadian National Railway has been transporting autorack cars along many of BNSF's trackage, including on the busy Highline sub, which is the sub we're going to be on today, is BNSF Highline, but it's the Marias Pass. You've been stopped at Shelby for a wait on track repair crews to finish and are about to proceed west. You are considered high priority and will enjoy a lovely run. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop in the scenario, hop in the engineer seat, and let's get rolling. Alright, Highline dispatcher to CN 4324, which is the second unit. Track inspection crew is cleared out of your way and you may proceed. Clear the area so you don't delay other freights in the Empire Builder. Route you back on to track 1 at Teton. Dispatcher out. Alright, so here we have our SD60F. It's basically like a Canadian cab locomotive. I'm going to turn on the headlights there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Going to be lead engine 5521. Hop in the cab here. We don't want to delay any other trains, so we're going to make this quick. But check out the thing though. This thing looks amazing. I love the Canadian cab it's got going on, which is that 4-windowed cab, as you can see here. Like I said, it was made by IN12. It's a little bit loud, but you can't really turn it down, so I'll turn it down in editing. But yeah, it's a little bit loud, so I do apologize for that. But it is a pay-wear locomotive, which kind of sucks. But it's like one of the earliest releases for railwork, so it's not going to be the best. But it still looks pretty nice. I'm actually going to hop on here, so we're going 45 mile an hour. Hopping on to main 2. That's the one thing about Canadian National that I like, is that they have like a shit ton of different locomotives. And it's obviously pretty cool, like that they have like these style on a few, like this style cab on a few different locomotives, which I think is awesome. Which we have a loud ass horn today as well, so it doesn't really help us out much. We do have a clear indication. But yeah, we do have a loud train today. There's the Amtrak Empire Builder. Got 15 and 127. Gonna do a roll by on them, make sure they're all good. They're nothing dragging, everything's coupled on properly and all that fun stuff. We're gonna open up the windows as well. Got a short train today, that's for sure. But as you can see here, you look back, there's nothing. I don't know if that's prototypical. I really don't. But yeah, there is nothing. But also, I also downloaded a couple different autorack packs. So we actually have different auto racks today instead of like just the standard BNSF ones. So it's a fun time. It's a really fun time. It's like real life where there's different cars and whatnot. So it just travels all the way back. So but yeah, I did not realize this locomotive was this fucking loud. Good lord. Another thing about it though is it is very bad on brakes. But as you can see here, you can open doors and everything, which is cool. You can open up the windows. I'm going to shut the windows, even though it doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, so we're going to come back on the this main at 1 here at Teton, which is just up the line over here. Looks like we do have an advance approach. But the one thing about this locomotive, though, that I have noticed when testing it, the brakes on it are the worst. Like, it has legitimately very bad braking. We got about 21 miles to our stop. But yeah, as you can see, it's very slow braking system. And then half the time it doesn't even work, so. As you can see, it doesn't even go up here. You have to actually throw the train into an emergency for it to actually like work as brakes, or even throw it in dynamic. But advanced approach. You actually have to throw this bad boy into dynamic for it to actually start slowing down. Which is not something I really want to do, but something we're going to have to use for today, since our actual train brakes are completely useless. You go there, and then it just, see, you go in direct, and then it just releases. So I usually keep it at self-lap limited. Then it just releases itself. So I mean, it's not even any point in having brakes on this locomotive. So yeah, that was just my little rant on this thing, or about this locomotive. But we do have a diversion clear out here at Tenton, going from 2 to 1, so we don't have to worry about this guy over here because he's not on our track whatsoever. But I mean, the locomotive has some it's just the physics work on the locomotive is horrible. But overall, it looks really nice. I mean, I like seeing these in real life, even though I believe they're actually all retired right now. And they might be. I might be mistaken, but I don't know. They might all be retired. But yeah, that is my little thing on Canadian cabs. I love the Canadian cab locomotives. I really do. Or I like locomotives that have like the 3 windows like this, or 3 or 4 windows like this in general. I think they're really cool looking. They're not common, which is pretty much the reason why I think I like them so much. But CN 55 21 diversion clear Tenton, track 2 to 1. I'm gonna start slowing this thing down, just so we can get our diverge speed on. Gonna go to about 15 miles an hour. Our track's coming up right here, so we don't actually have a scheduled timetable today, so we just gotta go 19 miles to our destination, and I guess another crew will take over or something. I don't really know what's gonna happen at that stop. So I guess we'll just kind of figure it out once we get there. But I mean, I think it just looks pretty fucking cool. Like I said, we don't have to worry about that track, so I'm not going to. But get rid of that. Look at that. It looks so damn cool. Got your 2 CN locomotives. Don't mind the engineer or the conductor in that second locomotive. That's just default rail works, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But yeah, as you can see here, we got ourselves a little long of a train today. A little bit of a long one. Highline dispatch 4324. I'll stop you at the junction before cut bank for another track repair crew. Alrighty, roger that. Sounds good. As you can see there, our engines are throttling up. We've got high priority, so that's a good sign. It's a very good sign. Yeah, like I said, I threw in some different auto rack cars for different train companies and whatnot, so I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it basically does add a lot of variety instead of like your default whatchamacallit, your default BNSF ones that you normally have, because you have CN, you got Conrail, Norfolk Southern, you have some BNSF, got Chessie system it looks like. Yeah. So I need to find some actual like different sounds for this game. I need to find a couple, yeah, I need to find some different sounds, but I don't think they actually have like sounds for the auto racks that I know of. So we'll be stopped at Cut Bank Main 1 East. I believe we're actually going westbound right now, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we're going westbound. Yeah, you guys will be seeing this locomotive, this -9 locomotive, sometime in the near future. As well as a couple different Ian Allen 21 or 12 locomotives in the near future as well. Just because he does some great work. They are pay-wear locomotives, but I've bought quite a few of them. So he does have some great work going on out there. I mean, just look at this SD60F. It looks nice. Like I said, it's one of like the earlier stages of his modeling. So not the best looking locomotive, not the best like physics and whatnot, but it's still a pretty decent locomotive for what Railworks offers. And I really do enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoy these locomotives. So it's just different to see something that you can actually like open doors on and open windows with. That's not like your default SCS crap that you get. But as you can see here, like that looks realistic. Everything else just kind of looks like a toy. And then like you got your headlights here, horn sequencer, start locomotive, stop locomotive, emergency brake, wipers, but there's like no cab light that I know of. And then you have like your radio up here, speed control, your max speed 65 miles an hour for this bitch. And then yeah, there is no cab light switch or cab light on this locomotive at all. But we do have sunshades, it looks like, which is good. But yeah, I do have a couple different other CN locomotives planned, just because CN and NS are like my top 2 favorite railroads. So I do have a couple more of these planned. Like I said, the physics on this locomotive is shit. So we're at 77% throttle right now, and we're struggling at 34 miles an hour. So on a 1% grade, when my P42 DC, 2 P42 DCs couldn't max this thing out. Lost connection with the controller. Of course we did. That's the one thing I hate about Railworks, is that if you're not playing with a controller and your controller's on, this game will hate you. Like, that's just the one thing I've learned about this game. I don't like it, but it's not something that I'm in charge of, so. What does this thing say? For chemical emergency, spill, leak, fire, exposure, accident, call Chemtrack at that number. Don't do that. Don't prank call that number, please. I don't know if it's actually a real number or not. But I know Wabco is a real control stand maker. EMD is a real locomotive maker, so I know that stuff is real. But I don't know if that's real or not. I hope not, because I just gave them their phone number. There's another BNSF train. Looks like a grain. Oh, nope. Looks mixed goods train with some -8s and a war bonnet. There we go. Yeah, we are struggling a lot, it seems like. Which isn't good at all. You wouldn't think that this locomotive would be struggling. Maybe I should have threw a third locomotive on just for assistance, but we didn't, and now I'm kind of kicking myself. Oh, maybe that's why. Okay. I don't know why it's moving itself in a dynamic. I literally don't know why it's moving itself in a dynamic braking. I feel like we have something wrong with our locomotive. I legit think we have something wrong with this locomotive because it keeps shoving itself in the dynamic. No, 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 no. We're gonna keep this thing at I didn't even know we were coming to a crossing, but yeah, we're gonna keep this thing in dynamic because or keep this thing in 100% throttle because it seems to be wanting to go in dynamic for some reason. I don't understand why. It's like struggling as well, unless we're out of air, which I don't see why we would be. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've never actually had this like happen before. So this is a new one to me. But I mean, yeah, that the pipe's supposed to be 0, the cylinder, yeah, everything's right. I don't understand. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I really don't. Right now, we're struggling at 40 miles an hour. We're still going down. Throttles, yeah, throttles and forward. I don't know. I really don't. I'm kind of flustered right now. Like I said, if that's something that's like a train thing that it does on its own, I've never seen it before. So if that's something trains do on their own, like it's like a safety mechanism or something, let me know in the comments because I've never had a train go into dynamic on its own. There are Mopple 1076 on a clear indication, it looks like, right? Yep, clear indication. But we're just going to keep on struggling until we get a better grade. There we go. No, maybe not. No. Just going to struggle. There we go, maybe. No? Okay. I guess we'll just chalk this one up as we're having locomotive problems. Because, I mean, we technically are having locomotive problems. Good thing they're going to stop us at Cut Bank because I feel like we're going to need to attach something else to this train because this locomotive's going to shit. I'm going to say, I mean, I've had issues in the past where it does stuff like this, but this locomotive is legit struggling to get up to speed, which is not good whatsoever on a 1% grade. The Amtrak locomotives do better than this. So like I said, it has to be like the physics for this locomotive, but if I ever do use this locomotive again, it's going to be with a rail driver and probably trailing. I don't think I'll ever have this locomotive lead again. Unless someone's like down the line, you know, I don't know. But yeah, this locomotive is definitely not going to be in the leading position for quite a while.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, hope you guys had a awesome weekend. I had a nice one closing all weekend, which kind of sucked, but nothing I can really do about it. I also close again tonight, so not looking forward to it, but hey, I'm off Tuesday. I got some plans. It looks like we got a defect detector up here. What do we got? It's not a crossing, is it? No, a defect detector. Yeah, train detection system installed in track. All track work next 30 miles must comply with procedure. Yeah, we're not gonna hear the defect detector, unfortunately, because we're not like equipped with the Marias Pass thing, so won't hear it, unfortunately. Be pretty cool if we did, though, but we won't. We won't. But yeah, like I said, I'm off tomorrow, which is Tuesday. I'm actually gonna go out, take a road trip with my mom. We're actually gonna go look at a house out south of southern Illinois. So that's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna take a little 2-hour road trip, and then 2-hour road trip back. So about 4 hours of driving. Not gonna be fun. Not gonna be fun at all. So this morning I'm gonna have to go get my oil changed, get a radiator flush for my car and all that crap just to get ready for this trip. So it's gonna be a fun time. Fun time. So I'm gonna be at my house probably like 9 o'clock. Go home or go get this stuff done. And then I'm gonna go to Arby's probably after that, get some food, go relax for a little bit, and then head off to work at 3. So on Monday, yeah, today. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a fun next 2 days. So you guys probably won't hear from me much on Tuesday or tomorrow in Discord or anything. But I'm going to try to make sure I've got content for all you guys, so don't have to worry about any of that. Just because I wanted to get this video out, just because I wanted to use this locomotive for like the last couple weeks, but I just never got around to doing it. So that's finally what I feel like I'm doing, is the stuff that I've wanted to do for a while that I never like got around to it. So it's probably a good thing that I actually have motivation to do YouTube and stuff now. Because back when I took that couple weeks off, I want to say it was like a month or 2 ago. Actually, it was for like pretty much half of February. I didn't have motivation to do anything. So I'm kind of glad I got that motivation back to do the stuff that I've wanted to do since probably, I want to say, October-ish. The majority of the stuff I've wanted to do since October-ish. So I'm really happy that I actually have that motivation now to do videos and stream again and whatnot. So as you all saw, I did that Resident Evil stream a few days ago, so that was pretty fun, except the part where I died, so we're gonna have to restart that in the next stream. Now this horn is long. It's a long horn, so you can't really do your toots and whatnot. But yeah, we are having locomotive issues up the ass with this thing. So I feel like at Cut Bank, we're just going to call the dispatcher, let them know that our locomotive is malfunctioning. It's having issues throttling up, as you can kind of see. It's throttling up with the revolutions per minute, but it's just having a hard time getting up the track speed than all the other locomotives that I've had on this line. So yeah, I feel like this is actually the first time we've had issues with a locomotive in this game, so we're going to experience this crap together and figure out how this is going to work. The conductor's already like, shit, we're going to have to find a new locomotive. But I mean, they work 12 hours, and then after that 12 hours they can't do anything, so. I wonder if we're going to attach a BNSF onto this. Technically, we are a Canadian National train running on trackage rights with BNSF on their track so technically we do have a CN crew. We're just running on BNSF tracks, if that kind of makes any sense. So we're not owned by BNSF. The crew's not BNSF. We're just have a contract with BNSF that we can use their tracks to run our trains on, basically. as long as we use like our own power or something, unless we actually like in an emergency like today where we direly need power. Or I feel like today would be that good day so we can get out of this locomotive, so we can actually have one that gets up to track speed in a timely manner. But I mean, other than the issues, it's a nice looking locomotive. Like, it's one of those cowl COWL bodies that they have, or some call them a barnyard, barnhouse, something like that. One of those names. I should really be paying attention. It doesn't help that like any of these crossings don't have crossing arms. So there's a BNSF. A couple locomotives out over here. Not sure what they're doing there. Just kind of chilling. That's weird. Never seen locomotives there before. Model 1082. Got about 9 miles left to go before we have to actually stop this puppy. So I don't know if this is actually a train that's heading out towards like Michigan, but I don't think so, because I feel like we're going the wrong way if we are. So it might have actually came from Michigan. I don't know. It's just probably going to like one of the car manufacturers. It's either going out to the port, it's Seattle, or it's just going to one of the rail yards and it's going to be shipped off to like different dealerships and whatnot. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. So, but I feel like if we're heading out this way, we're probably going to a auto yard that I know of to unload, and then they're going to load it up on trucks is what I can probably figure out. But yeah, you guys do see the different paint schemes we got going on. CN actually has a couple different paint schemes. This one is called their noodle, which they called this CN right here as a noodle. This is actually their current scheme. It's called the CN website scheme. This one right here is called Zebra Stripes. They also have another one that's like CN North America, where it says CN and there's like a North America like outline of the country. And then there's just something like this as well. It's just the noodle, where it's just the CN minus the CNCA on there. So, but that's how you could tell it's Canadian, because it has .ca. And you got a clear here. Another clear indication. Oh, yeah, we should really let the dispatcher know that we're kind of struggling, because we really are. We're having issues up the ass with this thing. You know, normally the procedure is like, if you're struggling, give it more juice or more throttle, but I don't see that being the case here at all. Because we'll be struggling no matter what happens. Yeah, so I mean, there's already been delays with track work going on throughout the line. So I feel like this is going to add insult to injury when he finds out we have to go on the siding at Cut Bank with engine troubles. But I mean, there's really not much I can do about that one, so gonna go with the flow, figure out what's going on, and then basically just take it from there. Now look at that long. It's not actually, it ain't even that long of a train though. It's, you can see the end from here. It's a pretty short train. I don't know why two engines are struggling with this, unless it's just the train, the engine itself is having issues, which kind of feels like it. But I mean, that does look, that looks pretty cool. I gotta say, that does look pretty cool. I had to get a screenshot there because I don't know if I'm going to use that for my thumbnail or if I'm going to use the one that I took earlier for my thumbnail. But we are coming up to a 55-mile-an-hour zone. We are coming up on Cut Bank, so it's going to stop at about 5.8 miles. But yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle with this locomotive, it seems like. That's all it's been doing is struggling. Got a hot shot coming through. Shut off our headlights so we don't blind his ass. As proper procedure. The dude's probably wondering why not an auto rack train's going this slow. God damn, this game is like ear rape sometimes. But yeah, they're probably wondering why this train is going so damn slow. We are legit struggling. I'm actually gonna try to see if that'll speed things up. Nope, it's just gonna go back down. It sped things up a little bit, and then it's just gonna keep going back down. So I wonder if it's the grade we're on. Having two locomotives on this ain't a good idea, but I don't see why that would make a difference though. And there we go again. Of course. I hate that stupid controller thing sometimes. I really do. I do apologize for that, by the way. I don't use a controller to play this game because it's gonna be complete hell if I do. So yeah. Looks like we'll be going 30 miles an hour the rest of the way. We ain't gonna be blocking that other builder, so I don't think we have anybody behind us. So we'll just feel like we're just gonna be creeping the rest of the way. We're just gonna have to do the best we can to basically try and make the last 4.5 miles. Which I don't see why we couldn't, but then again, with the rate this locomotive is going, God knows. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can actually hear that, but that doesn't sound good. So this engine, there's definitely problems going on with this locomotive right now. That does not sound right whatsoever. So yeah, I feel like this is going to get bad ordered out at Cut Bank, and then we're going to have to get a second, or either this is going to get bad ordered and shut down, or it's going to be they're going to keep it in the consist and let it trail. I don't know. I don't think there's a Y at Cut Bank, so we can't Y the train, but we can definitely can't go around the train either, so. So yeah, I feel like we're going to have to throw in another locomotive because this thing is struggling up to hell right now. Don't want to stop with locomotive issues just because we don't want to hold up any other trains on the main line. We're just going to have to keep going the last 3.5 miles and then figure out a game plan from there. Alright, so as you can see, we're actually going up in miles per hour now, which is awesome. So we're still struggling, but at least we're actually going positive now, which is good. Took it a while, but we're finally doing it. Slowly but surely. 2.5 miles left to go. Running on an approach signal. So yeah, looks like we do have an approach coming up. Let's see where we're at actually. So 1089.1 looks like. What are we, 5524? Yeah, we are 5521 it looks. 5521. CA 5521, approach, milepost 1089.1, main 1, over. So I feel like the next signal we got coming up after this is going to be a stop indication. I'm going to take a wild bet and say that it is. Yeah, we were struggling going up on that grade, but now that we're on a 0.3% in grade, we're actually speeding up, getting up to speed quickly, so I'm hoping that we weren't having engine trouble. We were just having traction troubles with the train. That's what I'm hoping, but once we get in the cut bank, we'll figure that one out, because we're just going to check the locomotive and make sure, because we want to make sure that if it isn't, or if it was traction, we just want to make sure the locomotive's okay and it's not going to turn into a bigger issue. So that's going to be the main thing we're going to be looking at once we get all stopped here. Coming up to another crossing, it looks like. But yeah, this engine, it looks nice. Like the cow body it's got going on, it just looks nice. Okay, we're on a 8% grade right now, or 0.8%, so I mean, it seems to be doing fine now, but back when we needed it to do fine, it wasn't doing anything, and we're going to have to come to a stop here in a little bit, so I mean, so we got to come to a stop here in about 3/4 of a mile, so I'm going to start slowing this train down. I do believe I see the signal. I do believe, yeah, it's the stop indication, so. Want to make sure we don't pass that signal. And then we're coming up to a 30 as well. But yeah, guys, that is going to go ahead and do it for this one. Once we get all stopped here and ready to go, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode. Really do hope you guys enjoyed watching a struggling locomotive do some work on the Rise Pass today. But make sure you guys hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure you guys drop a comment down below if you guys want to. I do respond to all comments, so if you want to drop one, go ahead. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter as well as Instagram. Always post on Instagram, so you guys get to see day in the life of what I get to do and whatnot, or what I do. Yeah, join the Discord server as well. It's always a fun time in there. So join that as well. We are struggling, so About 0.6. Don't want to pass that signal either, so. Why are we going quicker? What the hell? There we go. The brake was on and we were going faster. I don't get this. And here we are, all stopped. Just before the signal. Good lord, we're cutting it. We're cutting that one really close. See what the dispatcher has to say. I think we'll be here a while waiting for the crew to finish repairs. Alright guys, that is going to go ahead and do it. Oh, we're moving. Take care guys. Well, stop. Don't move. Good lord. Not my problem. Take care.